さあ、メインクエが2つ続くとは思っていなかったのではないでしょうか。私も思っていなかったです。ちょっとサブクエの方を進めようかなって思ったんですけど、どうやらね、このメインクエが終わった後にちょっと友達から聞いちゃったんですけど、闘技場なるものが解放されるらしくて、その闘技場で手に入る装備がむちゃくちゃ強いと。ちょっとネタバレ、ほぼ半分ネタバレじゃないかっていう感じなんですけどちょっとそれ気になるなって思って、今まで装備ね、事前特典のこれしかなかったから。はい。あ、了解です。そう、ちょっとこのクエストだけやってからサブクエとかは進めていこうかな。はい、この樹海っていうのはあれだな、ヘカーロ特徴とあったところだ。あ、そうだそうだそうだ、アイテムも手に入れられる。本当にこのまま手に入れられるんだろうか。局長。
Outlander, the chief awaits you in the arena, past the throne.
あ、奥に闘技場もうあるんだ。玉座の奥にあるんだね。ちょっとなんか玉座をまたぐのは失礼な気がする。こっちから行こう。あ、そしてなんかあった。なんだ。この中には JTF10 の指揮官だったエドワード・デラホーヤ大佐もいます。カリスマ性の高い軍人として知られた彼はロベルト・メディーナと家族の絆で結ばれていました。デラホーヤはアリゾナとネバダの、ネバダのってのだ、州境近くに生まれ育ち、彼が率いるトゥーソン付近を拠点とした特別部隊にはこの他に家族を持つ者もいたといいます。彼らは皆 73H の内容に激怒し、連邦政府の許されざる過干渉であるとみなしていました。彼らの多くが保守的な州または気候変化の影響を受けた一帯の出身で、自らの土地からたとえどれだけ居住が難しい状態になったとしても追い出されるという連邦からの圧力は部隊を超えて兵士たちを団結させることとなりました。メラスール合意が形になると、メディーナはデラホーヤの意見を求めました。デラホーヤがそれを直属の兵士たちに伝えると、皆連邦政府がドローンを派遣し、水の輸送部隊を攻撃してくるという見解で一致しました。パイロットとして名を馳せたデラホーヤは他の者にこう伝えました。私一人でドローンの飛行機中隊と戦う準備はデータ破損。大事なとこよりによってそこがデータ破損するか。こんなもんかな。アリーナ楽しみだな。なんか開けたところがある。あ、族長がいる。あった。2人話してるな。遅くなりました。うわ、本当に闘技場だ。
Aloy, it seems you've had to move mountains to bring the Sky Clan to heel. Literally.
荒領事が過ぎるよね。
Yes. Takote reprimanded for all the clan to see. We both served well. But now the cool route is at hand. Some have come to compete, others to bear witness. They know Regala will come for me.
なるほど。
I'll do whatever it takes to hold up my end, as long as you remember yours. So what's the plan?
Katalo.
There are only two viable ways to attack the arena. Through the throne room you just passed, and by the trail on the north end. We've set up barricades at both. But if Regala means to assault the cool route with machines, she will have to attack by the trail.
You will join our defenders there. Hold the line, and I'll have my marshals. You will be free of my service and receive your reward. Make whatever preparations you must. Once the cool route begins, you must see it through.
いやはや来たな、闘技場とは。
The grove, the arena, it's all part of the same ancient structure?
Yes. Here the land remembers the sacrifice of the 10. Their deeds commemorated for eternity.
Sacrifice?
The visions tell us that on the ground below, they gave their lives in a fight against machines.
ああ、聞いたな。
We honored them by holding the cool route where they fell.
もともとは称えるための儀式だったんだ。どこに待機す
I
ればい
know
い
where I'll be. What about you two?
I will be here with the chief, where I belong. Should the fight reach us, we will take the blood owed for our fallen.
If it comes to that, the defenses will hold.
私がいるんだ。こっち側からは防御は突破されないだろう。もういいでしょう。始めよ
Let's get this over with.
う。
Good.
闘技場楽しみ。
You'll find Decca at the north barricade with the rest of our
あ、デッカさんと
defenders.
一緒にね。了解。
Strike true as the 10. I'll see you when this is done.
天のごとき力を。行くぜ。いや、今回は戦えないんだね。でも私は。
It's clear. Be vigilant.
警備隊というか、あ、なんかある。今回文章多いな。壁もクレーターもあるし、スポーツ会場にしたら最高なんじゃないかと思う。ぜひともここで試合を見てみたいもんだ。ただ、ホットドッグスタンドを入れてトイレの数をもっと増やす必要はあるけどな。それと屋根と空調も。まだ正午にもなってないのにここは暑くてたまんねえ。リッチー・ダベンポート。へえ、もともとはスポーツ会場になる予定だったのか。
The title Marshal.
あ、いや、したらいいんじゃないかっていう話だけか、今の。
Let those rebels try to take off. We celebrate skill and
いや、なんかそこら辺の会話が。
Those thugs, of
ど
course.
こ？あ、いた。本当だ、正面にいる。
Chief's champion. What an honor.
どうも、デコーテさん、元気ですか？
Fixed his ego before coming here.
Easterner.
Didn't think the Sky Commander himself would be joining us today.
If there's a chance, my challengers will be facing Regala. It is only right their commander join in their fate.
Or maybe you need to save face after what happened at the bulwark.
Careful now. Sometimes sharp wits bring out sharp spears.
I'd save my spear for Regala's troops, if I were you.
言い負けてるじゃん。レガーラ本当に攻めてくるのかな。よいしょ。
Hikaru's defenders should be at the end of this trench.
うわー、どうなるんだろ
And look, we are not alone in this fight.
う。どうも、英雄です。言い過ぎか。上か？上か。上どうやって登るの？あ、これか。
Focus on the machines. Take them down. And Regala's forces become no different from our own.
Yes, Chaplain.
Watch each other's backs. Dismissed. Our soldiers are ready. They will defend the cool route from below. But from above...
Not
Oh.
bad. Where did you get it?
One of our squads ripped it off a fallen machine. The honor is yours. Regala may have her tricks, but you will show her our teeth.
カルラットの方も正直見たいけどな。
Dunno! The cool route is upon us! Our struggle demands new blood! New leaders! Release the quarry! Challengers, approach! All who take down a machine shall be named Marshal. Remember the 10. Strike from the air as they did and seize your glory.
よし
Defend the cool route.
カルラットを守れ。あ強いもうちょい。これ弾数は有限だな。180発ぐらいか。レベルも上がった。いいね。外してんだよな結構。よしよしよしよし、いいぞいいぞ。でかいねとこ。よしで、いててててて、漁振られた。痛い。全然体力減らないんだけど、あいつ。よし。どこあった。ちょっと多いなちょっと多いな。そして結構多種多様な機械がいるな。カルラットを邪魔させるものが、この後私がこの闘技場を得るのだ。強い装備を得るのだ。レガーラたちは来ないんだろうか。多分近くまでは来てるんだろうけど。よしでかいな。あれなんだ。ちょっと待って、あれ何。ローラーバック、なんか新しい機械だった。なんか罠が発動したなあんま使わなかったけど。機械を倒す。まだいる？いたわ。ちっちゃいのが残ってる。オッケー。まだ来る。どこ？いた。デッカさん邪魔。オッケー。これさっき使ったやつだよね。あっちか。分かった。で、あそこか。いた。よし、こんなもんじゃない。どんなもんだい。イエーイ。レガーラがいないからな。どこに行った。
There. What is that?
I don't know. Hold the defenses.
Go!
そんな大砲を置いていくんですか、アロイさん。やば、地面の底から来やがった。一瞬で制圧された。
Get to the weapon! If I can draw that thing close, open fire!
ウジ虫め。オッケー、ちょっとだけ落ち着かせて。スリザーファング。いろいろと多分弱点はあるはずだから。なるほど。どうしよっかな。まずは槍でも投げますか。いやー、いった危ない。遊戯も発動で、さらに長球でブラストショット。いいぞ効いてる。いや、まずい。危ない。あのコンボ厄介だな。いってー。わーい。もう遊戯も切れてるな。どうしよっかな。そうだな。氷は効かんだろ。氷じゃないな。武器。ブラストスリング。何が効くんだわからん。炎、氷、プラズマ。あ、氷効くんだ。なるほどね。氷が効くなら氷でやろう。いってうわっ、危ない。なんてことしやがる。いろんな属性ダメージ食らってるな。とりあえずこっちも氷属性を相手に。あれ、アイテムが足らん。マジか。ちょっと強いぞスリザーファングさん。あれか、ちょっと脳筋すぎたか。その尻尾が厄介だな。今だ、急げ。クリティカルストライク。でもまだダメだ。そこ、ダメだ。動くだ。よし。強い。ほんとゴリゴリ。そうだな、ちょっと集めてから行こう。よし、こんなもんか。で、ヘカーロの方にはどうやって行ける？こっち？上か。なんか戦ってるな、音が。了解。任せる。 ヘカーロわかった。レガーラめ神聖なカルラと邪魔しよって。
This isn't finished! I'll be back with everything I have! Then all who stand with Hikaru will be run red.
At attention. You fought well. Proved yourself against enemies both metal and flesh. I name you all Marshal. Your first order is to secure the arena from any remaining rebels. Go. I failed. I should have finished Regala. But now she'll be back with more machines. Stronger than ever.
I'll do what I can to help.
No, you've done enough. Far more than our bargain called for. When we first met, you spoke of your true mission on which all depends. I wasn't certain if I believed you then. But I believe in you now. So leave me. And get to your task.
What will you do?
Tend to the wounds. What you need is there. Take it. Your deeds today will be remembered like those of the 10.
Hikaru 族長が男すぎる。でも、これで放っておくのはアーロイのためにもならないんじゃないか。今のうちに協力して倒すのがいいと思うんだけどな。そこがゲートなの。すげえな。よし。待ってろ、開いてる。あ、やばい。いって食らってなかった。よし。あ、これか、開いてる。はあ。ガイアカーネルを挿入する。
Time to go home.
Time to go home.
Elizabeth Sobek. Alpha Prime.
Master override activated. Restoring ether subordinate function to original code.
Got it. Now to get this back to Gaia.
あれ
The visions of the grove have changed. The words of the 10 are new.
ほうほうほう。ちょっと待って、それも気になる。
This must be the vision that Chief Hikaru saw years ago. All of the visions are changed, and this one just arrived.
あ、別にアイテルはあれなんだ。別になんか無線データあったわ。データなんもないのかと思った。スティーブ・パーキンスに、テレンス・グッドマンからどうなってるんだパーキンス、二度と俺に連絡なくクラスターを分割するな。電力サージが至るところで起きて午後8時31分にはメインビルでも発生した。カードリさんが今まさに外に出て行こうとするときにゴールドマウンテンのホロがいきなり暗闇の中で転倒したんだ。ちょうど横を通り過ぎようとしていた彼女はめちゃくちゃびっくりして怒ってたぞ。一体何を考えてんだ。俺たちはデータ破損。これは 別にアイテルとは関係ない。ああ、もちろんです、もちろんです。ここから上に登れる感じか。じゃああとは見てないな、こっちだけが。もう何もなさそうだね。よし、上行こう。なんだ、ホログラムに変化。はいはい、今行きますって。めっちゃせかしてくるじゃん。よいしょ。どこだ。あ、ホワイトハウス的なもの。
Come here.
あれホワイトハウスか
The
な。なんだろう。
visions throughout the grove are different now. And this one, it just appeared. Is this your doing?
Visions have changed.
That's the one that inspired Chief Hikaru.
More testimony of the old ones.
Hear now the words that reunited a people. Following the tragic events of the war, Anne Faraday, the chief architect of the reconciliation effort, addressed a nation in need of hope.
If we look into the future, the lens of the recent past, our fears loom. Wars waged against machines, scarcity of food and water, storms that drive us from our homes. But true courage means facing those fears with conviction instead of cynicism. Leading the peacekeeping effort with these brave men and women, these marshals of the new Southwest, has strengthened my conviction that when we are united, we can overcome any threat. Join me. Join us in that conviction as we strive for a nation and a world without want or war.
Reporting for duty, Commander. I'm coming with you.
But Hikaru needs you.
Because of you, he has new marshals. And a rallying cry the clans cannot ignore. So I will stand with you on your mission. Give whatever is left of my life. It is what I choose.
How can I say no to that? Zoe, there's someone who wants to join us. I need you to meet him in the foothills and guide him the rest of the way.
Will do, Aloy.
Go to the mountains, west of Plainsong. A friend of mine will meet you on the ascent. I'll join you when I can.
A friend of yours? Should be interesting.
I need to get Ether back to Gaia.
いやー、行きましょう行きましょう。
Something to the other holograms too. Might be worth checking out.
あ、ホログラムもちょっと見てから行こうか。そしたらなんだろうな、このアーロイ軍団ができていってる。いいね。でこれは
You! Let me take a look at you, stranger.
なんだ。はい。噂話の人ですよね。なんかすごい攻撃的。話せないんだが。噂を聞く。
You're the outlander who stood against Regala and
はい、
her
そうです。
Only if it means we're good here.
Don't worry. I'm not here to drink your blood, or whatever you Easterners think we do.
それはあ
The
りがた
slaughter
い。
at the embassy wasn't your fight, yet you stood by the Marshals. As far as I'm concerned, you're no enemy of the Tanakh. But you are going to need help if you plan on surviving the clanlands.
あればありがた
I
い。
hear and see many
あ、あ
things
りが
as
と
a
う。
scout. I could share them with you, aid you on your journey.
I'd be grateful.
Well then, did you see those kids riding around on machines out west?
You mean rebels?
They didn't look like any rebels I've ever seen. I tried to follow them, but they were too fast.
I'll keep my eyes open.
なんだ。新たな騎乗層。
Stay alert, soldier.
なんだ騎乗層って。よし、それはともかくとして、どっち側に行きゃいいの？あっちか。
Race?
競争？
Definitely don't sound like rebels. Maybe if I follow their tracks, I can find out where they're headed. I can probably use my focus to follow the tracks.
面白そうなものが多すぎるぞ。メインクエもおちょおちょ進めていられない。なんだ、ひょっとして機械銃に乗ってレースする的なことか。ありそうだな。前作はそんなんなかったんだけど、楽しみだな。
Like this? Oh, you're not waving a hammer around, Aaron. Try a gentler touch.
And my big sausage fingers don't really do gentle, okay?
Bring it back. Trace the line. To your right. Other right.
I just saw it. It's the one Aloy found up north. Gotcha. They call it a concussion beat party or something. Yeah, now that's music.
Aloy!
Aaron, you're all better. And you're here.
Varl said you might need some help after all. Doing, complicated things.
We still have much training to do, of course. One does not become hunter in a day.
Each seed grows at a pace of its own. Doesn't mean it won't bloom. You should know your Tanakh friend arrived.
Katalo.
I heard their warriors drink people's blood. I want to sleep with one eye open.
I think he's seen enough blood for a lifetime.
I showed him to one of the rooms. He seems to appreciate the privacy.
Looks like you've got things under control. I should get this to Gaia.
Right. We'll keep on training. Catch up as fast as we can.
I'm seeing glyphs in my dreams already.
Well, while you've been off gallivanting around, I've been working with Gaia to find out more about the land gods. So from where I'm standing, you're in need of some training. Come along.
Okay. Oh, and I delivered your message to Talana.
あ、タラナ。
She headed for that Oseram camp you two were looking for, to the southwest.
So this Hephaestus, he's like,
多いって
Gaia's own person.
情報が
Yeah. A very angry one.
That's
情
like
報
my
が
Uncle Laurent. Man didn't smile a day in his life and would box your ears if you messed with his forge.
すごいな。神に等しいものを近所のおじさんに例えたよ。ちょっとみんなの話聞いてから行くか。
Hey.
Hey.
Nice place.
来てくれてよか
Well,
った。
it's not like I built it or anything.
Right. Well, I can see why you had your doubts about bringing us along. It is a lot to take in. But, don't worry. That's nothing I can't handle.
Right.
そうだな。一個一個聞いていこう。ゼニスたち。
I guess you know what we're up against by now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When Varl first told me those bastards come from the stars, I thought he'd eaten too many of those medicinal berries. Yeah, but I've gotten used to seeing impossible things, thanks to you. I just wish they weren't always trying to kill us.
Yeah, you and me both.
今の状態。
I see Varl gave you a focus.
Well, it doesn't look as fashionable on me, but by the forge, the things I've been able to see.
いや、本当にね。
Granted, a lot of them are bad, you know, the old world ending and such. I'm still trying to wrap my head around most of it, but I never really understood how you were ever able to find my sister back in the Sundom. And now I do, sort of. It makes me feel like I could be useful, you know?
It takes some time, but yeah.
仲間。
How are you settling in?
Varl's been helping me get the lay of the land when he's not getting all tongue-tied. I don't know who makes him more nervous, that Gaia lady or our new Utaru friend.
Well, what about the Vanguard? Are you supposed to be back east, ordering them around?
I sent some of them back to Meridian with a message. I doubt Avad will mind me sticking around to help the savior.
アーロイの件か。じゃあしょうがないってなりそう。あ、まだ聞ける。
So, you've met our new Tanakh friend.
He's, quiet. I thought his people were supposed to be bloodthirsty maniacs.
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
おー、まだある。
So Talana came by the bus?
あ、そうだ、タラナも来た
I'm
ん
more
だ。
like rushed through. I was hoping she'd stay for a drink at least. Only Carjar I've ever met who's any fun. But it seemed like she had more pressing matters to attend to.
それが終わったらこっちに合流してくれんのかな。
I should get going.
I just keep practicing with this thing.
あー、面白い。バル。
Wow, this place is starting to come alive.
Yeah, and Gaia placed all the data she got from your focus into that archive room. With the focuses you gave us, we'll be able to access it at our own pace. You know, learn and train. And if you need us, we'll be there to fight at your side.
Got it. Thanks, Varl.
マジで頼りになるな。仲間。さっきとは違う順番で。
Spoken with Katalo?
I wanted to pay my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second, I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
I'm guessing Talana didn't stay for long?
You got that right. Makes you wonder what this Amadis guy did to grab her attention.
Whatever it was, she didn't tell me.
Must be quite a story.
I guess she'll tell us when she's ready.
また次のサブクエが楽しみだね。まだある。
How's everyone handling their focus?
And we all have our difficult moments. Aaron definitely curses the most. But I'm hoping Oseram's stubbornness prevails.
まだある。
How's everyone doing?
Just taking it all in. No one snapped their bowstrings
ゾウに
yet.
ついてちょっと聞いてみたいけどな。あー、ダメか。今の状態。
How's training?
おお
You know we really are training. Mostly. Look, she reads glyphs faster than I can already. I'd be a fool to refuse her help.
Of course.
だよな。
You guys reading something over there?
We just finished going through all the logs you collected back in Nora territory. And All Mother Mountain. It's hard to imagine that my ancestors were trapped inside.
アポロの件ももう知ってるんだな。
Thanks to Ted Pharaoh.
Yeah. I wonder how it must have felt when they were finally free. The world must have seemed so beautiful.
Not to mention terrifying. They weren't much more than kids.
And they became an entire tribe.
Looks like I was wrong about the Zeniths. Their ship didn't explode on its way to Sirius like everyone thought.
And we saw how they lied about creating a better future at their launch facility. Guess they lied about what happened to their ship, too. But still, a tribe settling amongst the stars.
I couldn't put a single dent in their shields, Varl. That one Zenith almost killed me.
That didn't stop you from resurrecting Gaia. Won't stop us from using Hephaestus against them.
Let's hope that's enough.
頼りになるな、みんな。
While I'm gone?
If Aaron stops listening to the same music over and over again,
そこは望み薄だな。
we'll be fine.
あとはゾウかな。
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
Have you gone back to Plainsong at all?
I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to tell them.
死んだと
The
思われちゃ
chorus
うよ。
already thinks me a thorn in the thicket.
いや、ウタルの声もだいぶ変わ
If
った
they
よ。
knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about
ああ、まあそれは確かにな。
No. For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
でもゾウがこのまま帰ったら結構ウタル族は変わりそうだな。ウタル族。あ、隣人たちだけかな。あと聞いてないのは。
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat.
あったあった。
This custom was abandoned a few years after the derangement. But some veterans still remain in the plains.
I believe I've met them already.
うん。あれまだあるな。ウタルの
I
声と
mean
の
to
関
ask,
係。
what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
なるほどな。
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
何もできないもんね。
I come from a
逆
small
の立場なら
village
辛い
near
わ。
Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
I made it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left to fight on my own.
You said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Sounds like you were a force to be reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
すごいな。
You said you were at Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again.
肉の焼ける匂いか。
The stench of burnt flesh. our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvest passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter.
強いなあ。そんな揺れてたんだね。知らなかった。
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did, though it wasn't exactly easy to believe. To think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here.
それについては本当にオーバーテクノロジーだと思う。
Humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking that such life should be bent
そこ
on
なんだよ
destroying
ね。
ours.
残念というべきか何というべきか。
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the old ones.
Oh.
She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear. I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system. Nurture them like the land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
アンマッチだよね。
Sounds like you met my friend Talana.
Yes, the Karja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red
きつい記憶
Raids.
が蘇っ
But
ちゃい
Varl
そうだ
tells
ね。
me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah. She's one of the good ones. Trust me. You've spoken with Katalo?
A few words. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
ね、すごいでしょ。
So you've been talking to Gaia?
あ、気になる。
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the old ones.
ガイアも一人じゃなくてよかっ
including
た
their
な。
demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek.
ああ、エリザベトの話も伝わってるんだ。
Surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
娘みたいなもんだよ。
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
まあ勘弁してやってくれ。あ
Right. I should probably go.
あ、そろそろ行こ
I shall return to our training.
う。コ
then.
ターロは今どうしてるんだ？ちょっとコターロだけ探してみようかな。
Aloy, we've gathered some supplies in
おえ
that chest.
いいの？
Take what you need.
ああ、なんかいろいろ入ってる。ありがとう。コターロさんは
Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
あ、ここで暮らすのか。彼らは。エレンドとコターロが同室なのか。エレンドが騒いでコターロがうるせえなってなるのがもう目に見える。
It sounds very lonely.
ああ、そう捉えるんだ。はあ、面白い。ここにいるのか？
Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
へへ
Aloy, I see you found your room.
俺の部屋、俺とか言っちゃった。私の部屋ですか？
Companions thought you would appreciate a private space of your own.
いや、もう優しすぎん
That
か。
was thoughtful of them.
ここ私の部屋？
My
槍
old
を調べる。
spear. Rust.
ああ
I'll take it.
由緒正しき槍じゃないか
When I finished my training. Feels like so long ago now.
そうだな。こっちは？
been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here.
Ah.
Where it'll be safe.
ここがコレクション棚みたいな感じになるのかな。面白い。で、保管庫がある。で、これは何？
This is the rite of passage that
ああ、
Sean
はい
gave
は
me
い
at
は
the
い。
embassy.
うまくピントが合わない。
I liked him. He seemed like a good man.
そうだな。
I think he was really looking forward to going home.
いや、本当に惜しい人を亡くした。何度も言うけど。自動で開いてくれるわ。よし、こんなもんか。コターロさんいなかったな。
Why don't you check the cache? Maybe you left it there when you dropped off all that ale.
Oh. Hope it didn't get stained.
ああ、面白すぎる。コターロちょっと見つけられなかった。まあ、後で挨拶しよう。いやいや、帰ってきたよ。ついにアイテルを届けに。
When you're ready, please merge ether with me.
よし。
Afterwards, I must discuss an important matter with you.
なんだろう。よし、まずは一つ。
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated
アイテル回収。
frequency.
Eleuthia. That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
To a mountain to the northwest of this facility. A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast by someone or something else.
You don't think it's actually Eleuthia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Why would Eleuthia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Eleuthia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Eleuthia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates, pretending to be Eleuthia.
That is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right. So maybe it's not them then. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. Perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
All right. I'll go to the coordinates and check out the source of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
なんて頼
I
もしい。
included Erend and Varl in this briefing via their focuses. I concur that you should not investigate this alone.
What if it's a trap?
Of course it could be a trap. But if it really is Eleuthia, then it's in trouble, and I need to bring it back. Don't worry. I'll be careful and...
We're coming with you.
Fine. Go grab your things.
We'll wait for you at the west exit, in case you need to upgrade your gear.
いやー、いいね、いいですね。急な信号。警戒を。わあ、どうなるんだろう、これから。スキルポイントもいっぱいもらえた。いいね、6ポイントもある。響き合うゆりかご。ガイアが失われた副次機能の一つ、エレウシスからの救難信号をキャッチした。アーロイはエレンドとバールの助けを借りて調査に乗り出す。うわー、すげえ。この、今までは全然一人でやってたのに、ついに仲間と一緒に調査か。いいな。
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Aaron to our conversation.
I am pleased you accepted their help. Is there something you wish to discuss before you depart?
まあ別にないけど、あるな。結構お話が続くな、今回。
How's Katalo doing?
そう、見つからなかったんだよ。
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery.
マジで腕生やせんの
I'm sure he will be.
それは素晴らしい。
How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming.
やっぱそこが大事か。
However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Well, keep at it.
頼んだ。
Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
ちょっと聞きたいね、その辺。
While studying old world data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this
バ
lifestyle.
ールに合うかな。
And how did that go?
I believe they have
だよ
agreed
ね。
to disagree.
でも合わないなら合わないでいいっていうのはちゃんと理解があっ
How's
ていい
Aaron
な。
handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus.
見たかったな、その辺。最初の事故らへん。
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to
な
affix it to his
だっ
temple.
て。
Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
そうだな。面白いな。あれ全部聞いてない？これひょっとして。
Gaia?
うわ、これは聞いてみたかったね。
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could.
自分の残したものがちゃんと未来で根付いてるって知ったらすごい喜びそうだよね。
So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world. all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh plague devoured the planet.
すごい話
What was
だ
it
よ。
like?
Personnel worked in rotations at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
喜ぶよ、あの時の技術者。
So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel. It used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and
コン
test
ピューターウイルス
advanced
の開発
computer
検証。
viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
Guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines.
なんか
He wanted viruses to infect them with too.
今回の話に直結してそうだな。
So, a while back,
そうそうそうそう、
before the
バヌーク
Battle
の
of
土地
Meridian,
行ったの。
I
で
went
ね、
into
族
the
長
new
になったの。
territory. I discovered another AI there. One not related to
そ
Zero
うそうそうそうそうそう。
Cyan. It was created to oversee operations for a volcanic stabilization project. And it spent the last
多分
thousand
ガイ
years
ア
in
とかの前
isolation.
身だと思ってるんだけど
I'm。guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
ああ、なるほど、
Any
ね。
chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success.
え、なんで？
Given its previous experience with accepting an outside
ああ、そうか。
I imagine it is
アーロイが
unwilling
直
to
接
do
行っ
so
て
again.
話せばまだ何か可能性はありそう。
Because last time Hephaestus enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about.
似た者同士だしな。うわ、ぜひ話してほしいんだけどな。
The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum, a memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was
Ah, dame
unfortunately
qua.
lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s.
もうす
Such
ぐじゃん。
conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms.
これ笑い事じゃないな。
and a loss of
結構現実世界でも
habitable
起こってることだぞ。
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era
そ
of
の
the
辺にエリザベ
2040s.
トのミディアムテクノロジーが関与してたりするのかな。
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of
あ
boulders.
あ、空
Any
の一
idea
派
how
の
it
ね。
got there?
During the Pharaoh plague, the U.S. military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
なるほど。この場所。
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time.
That would have been quite a sight.
It may still be possible to view some of them, should you find and reconnect the cameras to this room's console.
それちょっとやってみたい。
I'll keep a lookout.
で、あとは副次機能に対する問いだけかな。ああ、まだデメテルとポセイドンと失われた副次機能。
What can you tell me about Demeter?
Demeter sows, fertilizes.
あれこれ前聞いたぞ。
So once I bring it back.
While permanent restoration, I may be able to improve. However, like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to alone and frightened.
Okay.
なんか多分一文変わってたりするんだけどな。
Artemis rewilded the Eleuther was responsible for gestating, nurturing.
そうだからエレイシテスは本当はもう役割を終えてると思うんだけどな。
Preserving, organizing. Unfortunately, all are
Pharaoh, huh?
Understandable.
これ前
All
聞い
three of
た
the missing functions. Do you still need them?
If attainable, yes. Perhaps you will be able to
あーでこ
procure
こが
Eleuther
新しく
at the SOS coordinates.
追加されたやつね。
Artemis and Apollo, however, remain unaccounted for.
ポセイドン。
So,
これが最後か。
Poseidon controls the organic and once it is restored to me. But I must warn you, it may have taken.
I'll be careful.
うん、アイテルがあったわ。
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities.
ああ、じゃあ砂嵐とかはちょっとやるんだね。それはありが
Well,
たい。
that's a relief.
I will continue to stay.
アイテルがまだある。
Why did Ether take up residence in
ああ、
the
確か
ancient
に。
war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a
選
processor
択肢がそもそもあんまな
with
かった感
adequate
じか
storage
な。
and power. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there.
空に関することだからな。よし、行く時
See
間
you
だ。
later, Gaia.
Until next time, Aloy.
よーし。オッケー。じゃあ、あれですね。ちょっと闘技場を見ていこうかな。はい。
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
コタロあっちの話も気になるけどな。コタロ
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions.
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place, Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then.
Welcome to the team.
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago.
お話が今回は続きますね。
Part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Cool Route?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Cool Route, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the Wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Cool Route. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Cool Route. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom, and the awe it must have inspired.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilled rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus. It will be able to make machines? That answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
I should go.
面白い。
Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. I overheard that Varl and Erend are to accompany you on a mission. Do you require my assistance?
I'd rather have you and Zoe guard the base while we're away.
It shall be done. May the Ten walk with you.
コターロにここを守ってもらえばもう100人力ですな。これは外に出るのに話さなきゃダメか。あ、ダメそうね。
There she is. You ready to head out?
どうしよう。闘技場に行きたいんで、ちょっとどうしましょうね。まだです。
Not just yet.
Okay. Let us know when you're ready.
どうしよう。これ闘技場行けんのかな。
Oh, looks like I can open that door now.
どれ？これ？
Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room
Recreation
for
room.
control center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
あ、ストライクっぽい何かがある。あ、違うな。違ったわ。 でも現代人に合わせた楽しみならできそうだな。ガイア怒るだろうな。お、なんかある。
What for?
この中、あ、義眼があったぞ今。
Oh, I'm back in the sleeping quarters.
ははー。ちょっとこのデータ気になる。はいはい。
Switch to a private log? Okay, so Regional Control Center 9. Design of the facility's coming along. When Gaia finally builds it, it'll have everything it needs. Except personality. So, I'm going to sneak in my own mark. A couple of flourishes. Starting with this little tucked-away hideout. August would have gotten a kick out of it. He loved hidden passages, like the kind in old English castles. But I've got something bigger planned. My piece de resistance, if you will.
なんだ？この施設自体にも何かありそうだな。面白いな。
Door won't open. Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet. Gotta go after Aletheia.
Ah!
Erend and Varl are waiting for me.
ダメだ。話さなきゃダメだったわ。しょうがない。わかった。よし、行こ
う。What do you say? Should we get going?
Okay. 行きましょう。さあ行こう。
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This ought to be good.
目離すなよ、バル。こいつ無茶しそうだ。
This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
Whoa! お前らか。
Well, that takes the keg.
Varl, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith.